How's it going, guys? My name is RighteousNicky and welcome to another Overmind game. Today we're going to be playing Tassadar, and actually this is a very fast game and maybe a bit of a one-sided game, but I'm going to show you why I decided to show this game. I'm going to first pick Tassadar here. Now, I mean, first pick Tassadar is okay, but it forces your team to go for a double support composition, which not everyone might like, and also forcing your team to pick some more offensive characters that can get more value from the Tassadar shoot. We're going to be playing on Sky Tempo. The hack is going to be banned. A very solid, what is the word? Someone that can put a lot of pressure on this map is the Haka, so that's a pretty decent ban. Ragnaros is going to be on the second ban. And by the way, this game is before the Murky rework, so I actually have some very old games that I haven't shown you yet, but I just haven't had the time. They're going to pick Unara. Unara is pretty good for this map, to be honest. You have a lot of potential to poke and get away with it. Artanis is a solid tank choice in the meta. Gul'dan is a solid mage choice in the meta, and Vow is going to be the combo for Tassadar. Now, before we continue, remember when I told you guys that Tassadar is the worst hero for the map Battlefield of Eternity? This is the worst map for Tassadar. Well, I was wrong, guys. It turns out, I actually tested it myself, that Tassadar is pretty decent for this map, and the only way he's actually pretty decent for this map is if you go for the talent Temper's Will, and actually you have the potential to work with the level 20 laser upgrade. Now I actually didn't manage to get to that point of level 20, but definitely with the Temper's Will, Tassadar can actually be a pretty huge value for the Battlefield of Eternity map, especially with the right characters. Now they're going to pick Anubarak and Karazim, two pretty decent picks. Ban's going to be faster than Uriel, faster global presence Uriel. I'm not really sure Uriel pretty solid support, but an Illidan pick here. So if this guy wants to play Illidan, that means we're not going to have a healer and we're not going to have a tank. So it's either going to be a tank or a healer. So Varian is going to go for a tank, and this guy is actually Morat is not having a good day, but I'm going to be staying very positive here and saying to my teammate that I can actually solo support this. Hopefully, their last pick is going to be Kerrigan. And let's see how this game is going to go. Now, I told you in my mastermind game that solo support as a Tassadar is a big no-no. Now, the good thing is that all of our characters here in our team actually have a way to self-sustain themselves. Illidan is even going to be AFK. So this game is starting very, as you would, I would imagine, very negative for us, because we have a Tropic Illidan, then an AFK actually came back. But generally, everyone's morale is pretty down. So, as I was saying, pretty high sustained characters. Val could build up a talent for self-sustain. Varian has a talent for self-sustain as well. Actually, a couple of them, and he's probably going to be going tank build, so he's going to survive on his own pretty well. Illidan has a great self-sustain with auto attacks, and as well as Gul'dan with his drain life. So all of my characters here, all of my teammates, have some way to survive on their own. So that means that it's going to make my job as a solo support Tassadar a bit more easier. Now, I went for the Globe talent for this draft, because we really need that shield value, because me being able to provide more shields to more people is actually going to enable me as a solo support much harder, much better, and me allowing me to provide that needed support for my team. But I'm actually first going to need to get to at least 20 regeneration globes to allow me to at least 50% pre-shield my team. And on this map, it's not that easy. I mean, it's a three wave map, and also whenever you kill the Anubis Guardian, the Temple Guardian, you're going to get one globe It's not really that big of a reward compared to some other maps, but it's still pretty average. Gudai is going to get caught up there, unfortunately. Now, I'm going to be explaining a bit more into my choices here that I'm making now. For the level, for the shield talent, I went for the regeneration talent because 3 of our teammates are very auto-attack dependent. Both Variant, Vawa and Illidan can get huge healing values from the shield, and I really want to be able to provide this extra healing with that talent. Now, as a Tassadar, what you want to do? Well, of course you want to be shielding, and when you shield someone, what you want to do is actually be poking. Now your laser is actually pretty strong, pretty weak, especially if you don't spec into the Temper's Wheel. So the damage it provides is almost going to be non-existent. That means that what you want to be doing with your shield is actually min-maxing some stuff. For instance, the swap. You want to be swinging someone so your carries can kill him from a much better position without that person being able to run into a safer spot. Now, one cool trick I'm going to give you as a Tassadar is that your laser is pretty good for removing block stacks. If someone from the enemy team has spec'd into the block talent, you know, the talent that gives you a 75% melee attack reduction every 5 seconds, well, you can proc those stacks pretty easily with your normal auto attack laser, which is pretty good. Artanis, by the way, is being able to get some very nice engages here, but it seems that a lot of I don't know why the enemy team is on the bottom. They're chasing the Vawa. As you can see, I'm actually being able to proc the Artanis block stacks there, which is pretty good. Now Kerrigan jumping into the Illidan, she might have actually, if she committed, she might have actually killed the Illidan, but she did got scared a bit there in the last moments because she was outnumbered. Either way, that engage was pretty cocky there. I'm going to give Illidan a shield anyway, even if he can't solve it, because I want to get him a bit healed here, so he can stay in the battle. Now, what piqued my attention there, that Val was so a bot versus 2 there, so she did pretty well. She managed to zone 2 people, allowing us to get some more value from the temples, which is excellent. Now, alright, by the way, one weakness that I'm seeing in their team is that first they decide to go 2 tanks versus a team with a soul support Tassadar, which isn't ideal. I mean, if the team went for such a squishy team, then you probably want to go more damage. That means that I would probably have went for, let's say, a Liming than one of the tanks. A Nubarak in that case, because Artanis was the first one to be picked. And another thing, actually they didn't know that we were going to pick Illidan, because I remember in the drafting phase they walked a Nubarak, and then our last 2 picks were Varian and Illidan, so they couldn't have known that. But Kerrigan, I mean, Kerrigan is pretty good pick versus Illidan. I don't know. I mean, it seems that, I mean, Illidan was a pretty good choice versus their team, to be honest, but generally a bit cocky with a soul support Tassadar. Alright, I'm actually now thinking what ultimate should I go, because they actually have a lot of melee in their team, so Archon seems like a decent choice. But Force Wall will allow our Illidan to be able to deal that auto attack damage that he needs to do. So that just happened there. I put a Force Wall in front. Kerrigan, she doesn't have the ability to escape that, so Illidan could have landed some very easy auto attacks there. Now, I did almost get bursted there, but oh well, I'm actually going to put a Psionic Storm there so I can free Illidan a bit faster. I'm going to shoot Varian. I'm actually pretty well there, and Illidan is going to get surrounded and die, but in the meantime, our Vawa managed to soul cap. Actually, our Gul'dan managed to soul cap the bottom tempo, and we're getting at the moment full value from the objectives of this game. I actually even wrote we're doing pretty good. pretty good indeed. Besides the fact that it seems that we're not doing good. Actually, doing pretty good now. Kerrigan again with another aggressive move here. She's going to get bursted down. Karazim did got fear there, but I don't know why he didn't try to save the Kerrigan. Maybe he was a bit scared. I wonder if he went for the palm as well. I'm going to shoot Gul'dan. Illidan with the hunt though, pretty interesting. Though Karazim is going to counter Wood with the 7-sided strike, negating the ultimate. Uva managing to finish the Artanis. Illidan now chasing the Lunara. I got walked there up. I'm going to ping to my team to release me. And at the moment, this game is going pretty well. We have a 2-level advantage. With 3 of the enemy teammates dead, we're going to be able to secure this boss. So this is going pretty well. And I actually didn't mention my other talents. I went for the Oracle upgrade, so we can have a bit more vision and a bit of cooldown reduction. I really need cooldown reduction as a soul support Tassadar to be able to provide some extra shields. Now, actually I did a little mistake there. I should have secured this little health bubble there before helping my teammates to secure the camp. I just saw that little mistake that annoyed me there. I could have min-maxed +1 regen globe a bit better. But yeah. Oh, there's a Karazim there. Going versus a Vala. He does have the 7-sided strike, but Vala is going to survive on a sliver of health, especially with the help of Illidan. Our Gul'dan managed to kill someone as well. Illidan with the hunt finishing the Lunara. We're picking them up pretty well here. Seems like nice grab from Artanis there. I missed my force wall, but this is going pretty well for us. I mean, I wouldn't say their team is bad, but I think they're taking some bad decisions. Kerrigan and Karazim especially going a bit too aggressive. We have now a 4-level advantage. Now Varian a bit deep there. He got caught up by the Artanis. He's helping actually me to get freed up. Going to get in the Prescience. Illidan re-engaging now. He managed to reset his ulti, which is going to be great. I'm getting a bit of damage and now engaged by Kerrigan. But that's going to be okay because Varian CC and Gul'dan's damage is going to be able to finish the Kerrigan. Illidan is going to be able to finish the Lunara. And he's going to die, but that's perfectly fine. Vala in the meantime was securing this middle tempo, allowing us to get much more siege damage, and probably Varian is going to go to the bottom one now. For the level 16, of course, I say that in the Mastermind game, this is the build I'm using, the support build. You're going to go for phase disruption, allowing for 25% increased damage to be taken. By the way, look at the numbers there. I looked at the tab numbers. I'm doing 5k more healing than Karazim without me even having the pre-shields yet. So, I mean, I don't know what Karazim is building, but it seems that I'm supporting much better than him. I think a lot of the healing value that I'm getting, by the way, is because I chose the level 4 extra lifesteal talent, which allows both Illidan and Vala to get a lot of health back from that, which I think was a pretty nice choice. And I mean, definitely the damage reduction shield isn't the best here because the only burst character that they have is Kerrigan, and generally Varian takes care of her pretty well by stunning her. Lunara is going to die to Illidan again. We'll try to contest this tempo. Another man down from their team. And this is just going pretty well for us. I mean, if you see the map at the moment, they have only 1 fort up. And we have almost all our forts up. So this is going pretty well, 3 levels advantage. We're just steamrolling at them at the moment. I just got my pre-shield. Wild Karazim appearing there. Going to be able to shoot Illidan. Karazim did went for the healing talent, so that's pretty cool. But I think actually Karazim fucked up the talent. He should have went for the block talent because both Illidan and Vala are our main damage dealers, and they're mainly on auto attacks. We have a Gul'dan, but generally Nubarak and Artanis have a pretty good defense versus magic damage. So yeah, I think Karazim chose a bad a bad level 4 talent there. He went also for the 7-sided strike, which I think was also bad. Generally, you have enough damage with the Wonara and Kerrigan. You do need some extra support versus such an aggressive team as ours. Alright, we were able to secure another Q and we have this camp on the top going, so we're going to be putting pressure on this last fort. So whenever we kill the fort, all we are going to need to do is actually just secure one tempo. Now our team is actually fighting there. I missed my first wall. I'm going to get webbed there, but my team is going to notice. Their team is just dying there, to be honest. You didn't. Yeah, we're just annihilating them here. And last man standing on Nubarak, he's also going to die. Well, guys, this was a soul support Tassadar game. I mean, soul support Tassadar is definitely possible, but you actually need to have a bit more auto attack oriented team to get that extra healing value from your lifesteal talent. But in general, it's pretty hardcore to manage to execute it. I definitely wouldn't suggest you to go soul support Tassadar. It really depends on your overall composition. Generally, I'm going to stick to my mastermind version. It's better to go on offensive support with Tassadar. But it worked in this game, man. So it's definitely possible. So yeah, guys, that's going to be everything from me from today. So thank you for watching, and until next time, stay righteous.
敵を食らう